Hi y'all! Welcome to the Beauty and the Beast Castle! I'm Justin of Brady Joiner Bricks, and as a LEGO ambassador, I have the opportunity to build and review some sets early before they hit store shelves. In this case, it is the incredible Beauty and the Beast Castle that'll hit store shelves on April 1st for LEGO Insiders. I can't wait for you to get your hands on this set and to see all the wonderful details hidden within. Recently this year, I also built the microdoll version of this set, so I'm excited also in this review to share some differences between the smaller microdoll version and this incredible minifigure version as well. And as we were building out the sets, of course, we had to rewatch Beauty and the Beast and the live action and a few other Disney gems. As we go through this build, you will see an unboxing that talks about all the things that come in the set. You'll also see some time-lapse videos of different build elements, and I'll pause as we're going through to show you some specific details within each of the floors, including those incredible minifigures. Here we go! All right, we will start by unboxing, of course, and looking at what's inside. Ooh, interesting. So we're getting plastic bags again. I was expecting paper, since we got all paper in the recent Jurassic Park one. All right, looks like 2 instruction books. We're also getting some stickers. Only 1 sticker sheet. On the back of the instruction book 1, we have this little scene, which is cute. And the back of instruction book 2 has the other characters. Love that. And it looks like the same picture on the front and all right, we have 21 bags. We've got 2 instruction books, books 1 and 2, this sticker sheet. So that is what we're gonna be building with. Let me get my sorting tray and we'll jump into bag 1. Let's take a look at bag 1. This is amazing, y'all. So this area is going to slide out from the very bottom of the castle. So you see where Beast is standing, where Beast and Belle are standing. On the opposite side of this, there's an area that this can slide in and out. And that's why we have these different pieces here on the left and the right to go ahead and slide through, which is super fun. So we get Belle, and she's pretty fantastic. I like the printing on her torso and her dress. That's new. It's even a little bit different than the set that just came out that has Belle in it. So here we see the back printing, which is also fun and detailed, and we see her other just like open smile smiley face as opposed to the closed smile smiley face. Here we go. And then of course her book, which is super fun. This is something that we've seen for a while with these Lego sets, where we have the printed tile on the inside that says Once Upon a Time. So classic Disney princess book that she's reading, of course, our favorite princess, because she loves to read. And you'll also notice the dual printing arms. So really nice. I like the sloped pieces that they're using for the dresses now. That's been in print for a while, but I still like that shape. And then here we've got basically the scene where they come down the stairs and they dance together. So this is nice that this could be displayed separate from the castle, either beside it so that you can see them at all times while the castle is facing front, or separately on a shelf if you don't have space for everything. So I like the shaping of these different characters here too, and then also of course the candles. So really nice beginning and joy to build this at the very start. I love that we started with Belle. For the movie, she just arrived and she just took the place of her father. We are finished with bags 1 through 5. Here is the grand entrance. I love these brick-built sculptures that we have out front that look a little creature-like and have some fur, maybe like a lion or a beast of some sort. The doors are gonna open inward, and I like that they've got the rounded area here with the archway. Nice stair steps that create that grand entrance. And here we'll have some other like turrets and things. This is going to be a spinning platform for them to dance in the ballroom. So we'll see that come together in bags 5 and 6. And then let's flip it around and show you what I talked about with bag 1. This piece here with this rail piece on either side goes inside of these little areas. So that's just gonna slide right in, and you'll notice we've got some snot bricks back here. So back here you'll see the headlight bricks on the back of this, and those headlight bricks are gonna attach to these snot bricks. So that way it stays in place. You can see they just kind of line up here on the sides, and that slides in and out very easily, very nicely. And then once you push it all the way in, all the way back, that's gonna keep it locked into place so that it doesn't fly around. Really stunning approach to creating an area that can be slid out and displayed side by side with the castle. Let's take a look at our other new minifigures that came up. So this was in bag 2, I believe. We got 3 characters all in one. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't split these up between 3 different bags, or at least 2 different bags. But first and foremost, let's take a look at her father. So we've got Belle's dad, and Maurice has such a fantastic expression with his mustache. I love the fullness of that mustache. I like that we're using the short, the medium-sized legs, so they do have that bendability, and he can sit down and whatnot. He's gonna be taller than the shortest legs for minifigures, but that perfect size for his character. Let's take a look at the torso print. So we've got that belt buckle, we have a little bit of detail on the vest, the little shirt you see at the top, it looks like it's either ripped or there's a little bit of a collar there. And then we flip it around and there's pretty minimal detail on the back with the back side of that vest. You'll notice his hairpiece. We've seen that one before, I believe. So here's Maurice's alternate expression, and I like that he's equally scared. He is spooked and nervous, and that's gonna be perfect for when he's searching for Belle, or even when he gets out on his own with the horses and runs into the castle in the first place. So great little Maurice character. I'm loving that we're getting him in this set. And then, of course, our favorite duo ever, our favorite Disney duo. These best friends are so cute. It was really fun to get to build out both of these characters. I'm liking the face prints that we see for both. Let's take a look at them side by side with the mini doll set so that we can look at the characters and see how they compare. So here in the middle, we've got the 2 minifigure characters that come with the new minifigure scale set. Here is the smaller one from the mini doll set for Lumiere. You'll notice that he only has the candle kind of part in the middle, but doesn't have it on the sides, which I like that we added in a left and a right candle piece so that you get that wax. It looks like the face prints are very similar, if not identical. Maybe the nose is slightly smaller. I can't quite tell. It looks like there's ever so slight differences, but it's pretty similar. And then here we have our other friend, Cogsworth. And I love that we get 2 different prints for Cogsworth because this one could swap out for this one if we wanted him to have different expressions. Now, obviously, the one here for the mini doll set is less detailed. I'm loving what we did here. The designers were so smart to create this body that's the right shape, to give him arms that can actually move up and down a little bit if you wanted to, so they can articulate a little bit as well. My only complaint is on the back, we've got the open studs, and I kind of feel like that would have looked sleek or nice if we just had a 1x3 flat tile in reddish brown. That said, it's not that big of a deal. It doesn't bother me too much, and I don't think it's a huge miss. It's just maybe could have been improved a little. And then also we've got a tile there for the inside, what do you call that? The pendulum that's on the inside, whereas on this one we've got a sticker. So all in all, I'm a big fan of these 2. I think they did a great job for the minifigure scale version. We're gonna move on to bag 5 and get our character that belongs with Belle in here. So the start of bag 5 is the Beast. And in the meantime, we've been watching the movie, and here's where we're at. Shut up. Okay, so we did see those lions on the inside of the books, or the library.
Now, can I open them?
Yay! Oh my gosh. Y'all, this is the part I am most excited about for this build. Cannot wait to get to that step, which is going to be much later because it's a higher shelf. But oh my goodness, I would just go head over heels for a room like this, as well as for a Lego set like this. There is one on display at Lego House, so definitely check that out. But would love to have this as a mock. All right, and like I said, the lions, we've got those lions here. So those are in the entrance to the library. Nice nod. All right, we are all finished with bags 5 through 9. So we got these 2 new characters, the Beast. Looking pretty slick. I love the mirror. I think that's a fantastic accessory for him. We've got the dual printed legs. We've got the tail that we've seen before. We've got the head, which we've seen before. I'll show you in a moment what that looks like. Taking that off though, that mask, we underneath have 2 face prints. So we have this one and we have this one with a smile. I'm loving the back print here on his torso and the front print as well. Really nice and detailed. And I'll show you a quick comparison to our friend over here. So in this set, we've got them dancing in the ballroom right now. I'm just gonna pull this out and show you. Here is our mini doll friend. And you can see that mask looks rather familiar. Looks to be pretty identical, which is pretty fun. I'm glad that they were able to use that piece again. So we'll set those aside and let's take a look at the rest of the building. So the last 2 bags that I just did these 2 towers. I'm loving that we get all of these prints. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 over here of these prints that zooming in a little bit better for you to see, they are on a 2x4 plate. Here, or tile rather, here it looks like it's a 2x3, but it's actually the 2x4 and it's covered with some of those bows. And I'm loving the builds here of these animal creatures at the front and all of the different details here. Lots of very whimsical animal type creatures, which makes sense for the Beast's castle. Loving this sticker. I would have loved for it to be a print, but not too bad that it's a sticker. And then lots of course, really great detail using those colors that are so pretty and so iconic for the castle. I'm loving this like very light lavender color. We flip it around and we've got some more detail on the inside. So I'm loving these columns, nice detail here and that's gonna go very well with this portion that'll slide right inside. Of course, creating that blue facade of those curtains. Other just kind of fun masonry bricks and everything tucked away, so not too much detail back here, but again, you're not gonna see most of that. And then of course, we have the ballroom with those picturesque windows. So we've got this nice little spinning detail that's going to allow you from the outside to spin the 2 of them dancing inside those picturesque windows that were printed with a beautiful decoration. This is coming together quite nicely. I think I've got about 3 more bags before I'm done with book 1, and that's gonna give us the full bottom floor before we move on to the next 2 floors. Really cool. Also, we finished the movie. It's sad, it's already over. Philip is at dinner. When he gets home, we are going to watch the live action and continue this build. Yay! Also, you can see where we're at now is almost the same height as the total package here. And we're going to get a much more detailed library than what we got in this mini doll one. So very excited, can't wait. We have completed the entire book 1, so all the way through bags 12. Most of what we did was the tops of these, and also all of this glorious detail inside the ballroom. So that gorgeous chandelier with all of the flames. You can see the blue, so we've got more curtains, really fancy curtains. Up top, we've got the 3 different turrets, and so I'm gonna turn this around so you can see what it looks like on the front. These have incredible detail all the way around using those cheese wedges and some fantastic build techniques to create all of these different angles so that it has that round appearance. Up top, we've got some of these birds, which we've had kind of replicated through as we've been building the set. So we've got the 2 up top up here. We've also got the 2 right down here in the front. And those are kind of over those like lion type builds in the front. And then up here, we have like a bat, if you will. And it looks like it's holding some kind of sword or saber. And there's Philip and there's Penny, home from his work. So we started when Philip got home, the Beauty and the Beast live action movie, and we are just at Be Our Guest. So we had to pause it, of course, to give you this overview of everything that we have here on this first floor. So this is the ground floor. I'm loving the little floral details that we have, just kind of around the outside edges and some nice rocky details, creating that great base that you see. Everything here is on like bricks attached together as opposed to like large base plates or anything. And so it creates a really unique shape, which I love. But it also could be mounted on top of a larger plate if people were wanting to do so. And this is just stunning, this little area. I love that from the front, you can see it on the outside, so you could even see them spinning through that window. So it's plenty of view to be able to see that. But more importantly, when you flip it around, you get an even better shot with the curtains and the chandelier and everything. And then, like I mentioned before, this slides open, so you see there's two more of those birds there. Loving that. Beautiful, beautiful display. I like that this could be completely removed and set up as a display all on its own with our two heroes. Great figs that we see. So, of course, the brick built Lumiere and Cogsworth. We've got Belle and the Beast, and then over here we have the fun little rug that's like the dog here, and Belle's father, Maurice. And earlier I was showing you the comparison of the two, and I want to show that I looked at it a little bit more closely, and I do see some differences. So look at the eyes on the mini doll, and then look at the eyes on the minifig. So I prefer the minifig face a little bit better. It looks like it's using the same mold, but different painting or different printing on it. And the nose is a little bit larger on this one too. So is that nose larger as a mold? I can't quite tell. It might be slightly larger, in which case it might be a different mold altogether. Regardless though, the eyes are a little bit more kind of in sync with what it should look like as a mini fig. And this one makes sense for a mini doll. I think it fits and works really well. We're going to move on to book 2, and book 2, right back here, is going to build the top 2 floors and the very top turret, so it's really, really beautiful. And as you can see, a comparison somewhat side by side, we have this build here that's about the same height as, if not a little bit taller, other than this little flag, it looks like, of the entire mini doll version. So clearly a much larger, much more detailed build.
Be our guest, be our guest, put our service to the test.
All right, we have completed the kitchen. This was bags 12 through 15. I first want to show you how fun it is that we have our little Be Our Guest moment. I love this use of the transparent pink for the champagne. I love the spinning forks. I think that's so fun. And then, of course, try the gray stuff. It's delicious.
Try the gray stuff. It's delicious.
Behind there, you can see some fun characters. So we've got this, I guess he's the oven. I can't remember, and that's actually a printed part, which is nice. And then we also have, it's interesting, it's really hard to see them through this, but we also have a sink and a cupboard. And the cupboard has dishes inside that are simply just white tiles, or white plates. So yeah, so pretty detailed, which is fun. It's interesting that the table blocks a lot of that detail behind, but I love that you build all of it, which is good. We also get one sticker in this, and that's the back of the chair for when Belle is having her Be Our Guest moment. And then we get our little friends, Chip and Mrs. Potts, and as with all Lego sets, the little what would this be? The teacup comes with a duplicate because it's a small enough piece, and since it's a printed part, we get 2 chips, which is interesting. I think these are very similar to what we got in the other set, so I'll have to do a comparison later to show you those, but I like that that they're here. It's interesting because when I first pulled this out, I wasn't thrilled about the fact that they are already molded and it's just like single pieces, or in Mrs. Potts' case, there's 2 pieces, of course, for the top. But ultimately, I think scale-wise, they match what they should with Cogsworth and with Lumiere. Specifically, when you're looking at things like, we just watched the live action, and in the live action, Mrs. Potts is actually quite small. I do think that she could have served to be a little larger, but that would have made her kind of out of size and out of scale for the minifigures. And already, Lumiere and Cogsworth are much larger than what they should be technically with the minifigures. So it's a good compromise to have these 2 brick built. I think they made more sense to do brick building. It'd be very hard to do a small brick built teacup and teapot, of course. But yeah, like I said, extra chip. The kitchen attaches up here, and it attaches pretty firmly. I thought it was going to be more modular where you could remove the different sections, but they've made it so that it's pretty much on there. Lots of that beautiful lavender color, and then fantastic detail on the facade of the building. So really, really well done, all the way up and all the way through. So we will continue on. We've got bags 16 through 21. We'll build out the next, I think, 2 layers. I believe there's 2 more layers to come for the very top of the castle. And we should have a couple more minifigs up our sleeves and a couple other brick built characters. Also, we just completed the movie, so we saw the live action. Here's Josh Gad. That was where we paused in the credits for this quick overview of bags 12 through 15. Bags 16 through 19 are complete, and this is maybe my second favorite. Actually, this is probably my favorite. This area is my second favorite. Y'all, this is the library! Check out the incredible way that all of those books are built in ways that they have dimension. They're coming off the walls. They're kind of all different lengths sticking out from the side of the bookshelves. It's just so beautiful. I'm loving this painting. What's interesting is you can see it was a clear sticker, so the middle section that's light blue was actually clear, and you're seeing the light blue color of the tile coming through, which is really fun. And I love that it's a castle. It's just really beautiful. These little chairs are really fun builds. I like the brick built nature of them, and they're really clever and cute and look regal in this space. We also have a new piece, or a new section, so these are 4 pieces together that can be used to have Belle sit, which is so brilliant. I'm loving that they created this. So I'll show you that in just a moment, how she can sit down in chairs now, switching her bottom torso, or her legs, dress, and skirt to this piece. Additionally, in here, we have a globe, which is just, classic and feels right. We've got some nice top portions that, of course, have other animal creatures as well, like we had before with the stone creatures. We've got this top portion, which has a secret in it, and I'll show you in a moment. And then we have our friend, the dresser. So initially, when looking at the pictures, I didn't see her because she's not set aside as a separate figure like all the other brick-built characters are. However, she is in here. She's just attached, so you can see that she's attached with that clip and bar over on the side. You can open her up and look inside this little closet area. So it's a nice little hidden storage compartment. Right now there's nothing in there. I'm not sure if we're gonna tuck something away in there for hiding later or not. One thing that I would have loved to have seen with this set is if we had a Belle in a different outfit. My wish list would be 2 different outfits. So one would be the blue outfit that she has at the beginning of the film, where she is walking through the city, of course, that blue and white classic outfit. And then the other would be the pink and red, or like scarlet, darker red colors, and white. That's when she's having the snowball fight outside with the beast. So if only Lego would have given us those, we could have tucked them away back here in the dresser and it would have been perfect. But her shaping is really fun. I felt like she was a really great brick-built character. So all in all, really nice. Let's check it out from the front before I show you the secret hidden detail. So again, we've got these fun gargoyles. It looks like these are like bats, potentially. We have all that same type of coloring that we saw before. I'm loving this color for the castle. We've got two different kind of chimney style things popping up here and there. And then on this one, once we swivel it around, we have a secret hidden compartment. This comes out, and in here we have the beast's hair. Now what's fun about this, I couldn't figure out at first why we built that little section here with the reddish brown colors, but ultimately that is so that when you transform the beast, you can remove his head and put the kind of mask over where the hair is, and then you can remove the tail and have it rest here. So in the instruction book, it shows that pretty clearly, like so. So really smart, very, very smart decision to include that. I like that there's a way to easily tuck that away and keep it hidden, and it fits so well with this. What I love is in other sets where we get extra pieces for people to change clothes or whatever, there's not always a place to put that. So it's nice that there's a specific storage capacity for that. This portion here is going to go on top here. And so we'll attach it, which is nice because you see this area that looks a little unfinished. That's gonna be blocked by this piece here, so no worries there. I am watching a behind the scenes movie of how the movie was made, and they just got to this scene right as I hit pause, which is so fun that it's the library. So thought that was fun and appropriate and exciting. And I also just about sobbed at another behind the scenes thing that was 20 minutes on Disney Plus about behind the scenes of the music. So definitely check that out. Okay, y'all, I just put it up where it belongs, and you can see where it fits. It is beautiful. I'm thinking it might go over here. There we go. Much better. So you can see this round area is gonna match this round area below. I like all of the structure here fitting in perfectly with like the scenes individually kind of carved out with the archways and everything. It's just so nice and so well done. And I wanna say it was bag 18. It's LeFou, and look at the teeth. It's just so cute. I love that open smile, toothy grin. I love the layering of clothing here that we have with the printed torso, and on the back there's a little bit of printing on the torso. The hairpiece is perfect for him, and if we flip that around, you can see the other face print for him, which is a nice little closed mouth smile. So really cute, really nice addition. I wasn't sure why they were waiting so long for him to be added to this set, but now I understand it's when they are starting to attack the castle. And so he's coming through with his torch ready to take on the battle. And then the other character, oh my gosh, look at this. So she is adorable. I'm loving the feather duster with the white bits on top and on bottom. I think that was really smart. You see her face, which is really good too. So nice print here to capture her face. And a little taller than I'd like her to be. But I think it works well with the other characters. So I guess she's about the same height, or maybe a little bit taller than Lumiere. So anyway, great new character additions that we get in, I want to say it was bag 18. And I think we've got one more character who should be coming, it looks like, in bag 21, because I just dumped out bag 20 and I'm not seeing it here. We are finished, y'all. It's so beautiful. So bags 20 and 21 built this top portion out. We have this iconic space, of course, with the rose. Beautiful, beautiful little area. And I love that it's prominent and high up so that when you're glancing at this, it's one of the first things you notice. Additionally, not too far beside that is the picture frame with the beast's scratch right over his face. Such an important piece that we have in the set, and I'm so grateful that they included that. It's on a clear sticker, and so all of the tan that's showing through is actually from the actual tile that it's printed on, which is fun. It's a beautiful top area that has some studs that you can attach a minifigure on top if you wanted them to stand up there for possibly a fight scene between the Beast and Gaston. And when you look at it from the front, it has this fun detail. We also have another stickered piece in here, so you can see that window piece. It's kind of hard to make out, but you've got the two people dancing in a ballroom, so it looks like it's actually just a Beauty and the Beast picture, which is fun, and I love the rose on top. So beautiful stained glass like you would see from the movie. The whole thing together just looks stunning. It's so beautiful and was really a fun build process all the way through. And the last minifigure that we get, of course, is our dear friend Gaston. So here we have him with the cheesy grin face print on the front. We've got nice printing with the dual molded arms, and then the dual colored arms. We also have the front print with his abs showing through. I like that his muscles are showing through as well, and that open collar. The hair piece is perfect for him. And then of course he's got his bows and arrows, which cover up some of the back printing. So let me remove that and show you that. So here's the alternate expression as well as the back printing. I like the detail on this minifigure, and it's the second time that we're getting Gaston. The first time was in the Villains set. That's also an equally incredible set and one of my favorite builds that we have on display in the house. I love his gloves, perfect colors. Everything about this character is really fantastic for this minifigure. All in all, just a really stunning set. And you can see, once again, as we look at the comparison between the two, this is where it starts to feel quite different, y'all. So we have over here the mini doll version. It's about half the height, I think, of this full-size one. So definitely much, much smaller. The characters are included, which is fun, but we don't get Gaston, we don't get LeFou, we don't get Maurice, we don't get the Feather Duster, so there's quite a few characters that are missing from this. However, I will say that I was a big fan of this version of the chest. I felt like she was fantastic here. I think this one is a better size fit for this, and I like the expression as well. But honestly, those two I thought were pretty comparable and pretty fun. I do like the darker green here. I think that's a better fit too. Or I guess it's a bright green, but darker than this color, of course. But otherwise, I think I prefer all of the minifigures here. Other than, I don't know that I prefer Belle as a mini doll. I think she's beautiful as a mini doll over here, but it is fun to have her in minifigure style as well. I do wish that this set came with an alternate Belle, or an alternate outfit for her at least, in the blue and white dress, like I said before. So I think that's something that this mini doll version has over it. But I mean, just take a look at this. So here is the chandelier in the kitchen, and then here's the detailed kitchen. And down here we've got this little dancing scene, and here we have an incredible chandelier in this dancing scene. Both of them do have that movement option, so this one spins, but you have to reach your finger in. I do like on this one that it's on the outside, and you can have that spinning. All in all though, incredible and so much fun, and we loved building this out. Just so happy with this end result. It's the right height, I think, for a set of its price and size. In terms of piece count and whatnot, I feel like it's one that will fit in a lot of people's homes, although it is quite tall, so it's not going to fit on a lot of bookshelves. You will probably have to have it on something separate that doesn't have like a narrow height to it, but or a shorter height to it like a lot of bookshelves do. But I've got the perfect space in my Lego room, which is actually replacing where this was. So that'll have to do. Very, very excited about this though, and super thrilled with the end result. Really, really cool. Also, loved rewatching the movies. It's been so much fun to rewatch the movies on the big screen. Penny has clearly enjoyed her time with me as well. As you can tell, I thoroughly enjoyed this build. It was so much fun and so packed full of details, and it really hits all those nostalgic vibes that I was hoping it would. The minifigures are incredible, and those brick-built characters are simply just chef's kiss perfect. Very excited for you all to get your hands on this, and I'm curious on what your thoughts are, so let me know in the comments if this is a set that you plan to pick up. The set will become available on April 1st for LEGO Insiders and April 4th for everybody else. That said, anybody can be a LEGO Insider. All you have to do is sign up online, and it is a free rewards program where you earn typically $5 for every $100 spent on LEGO. And it gives you early access to sets like this beauty. The set is priced at $279.99 US dollars, is about 20.5 inches tall and 12.5 inches wide, which is good because that's about half the size of the much larger Cinderella's castle, and approximately half the price too. Definitely one that I would recommend, but I'm curious to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments if this is a set that you plan to pick up. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you could like and subscribe to continue to help the growth of my channel. If you do plan to purchase a set, I would love it if you would use the affiliate link in the description. That is a way to help give me a tiny little kickback for your purchase at no cost to yourself, and really goes a long way in helping out my content creation. Thanks again for joining, and as always, build kindness.